I'm Tom from DIY Life Tech, and if you have backyard chickens, you might find that sometimes they'll get little clots of dirt or debris from their bedding stuck around their nails. And it can get quite solid on there. And it usually doesn't hurt them, but it can make it a little annoying for them to walk, and it's hard to keep those nails trimmed. So the easiest way that I've found to get rid of those, it's actually pretty straightforward. You're going to hold the chicken, and you can see I've got, this is Eeyore here. They get quite docile if you hold them actually here with their wings. Make sure that they can't flap out of there. She's not going to be thrilled as I grab her foot. But then you want to just take the nail that's affected, and you want to hold the nail here at the base so that you're not moving it around and causing any kind of injury there. And then I like to take like a baby wipe and just start to chip away from the top of the nail at that dirt or whatever is stuck on there. So you're just going to kind of chip away, and it can be quite solid. Hold the nail in place again so that it's not bending relative to her foot here. And we're just going to work that loose a little bit at a time. And you have to be very delicate. If it seems like there's any discomfort, then stop. You can also soak this first. Sometimes that helps if you soak the foot in water for a bit first. And we're just going to kind of work that loose over time. And you can see as I've worked on this, I've worked a lot of it loose, and you're just going to keep working that down. Again, kind of going over the top of the nail I find is most effective. And at a certain point in doing that, you'll see that the whole thing is going to be able to just be lifted right off. All right, and there we go. After a lot of kind of prying away at that, the whole thing comes off. I can get rid of that. And then you can see that the nail is exposed. And so now I can let her, the nail is pretty long, I could clip this if I wanted to, or if you let your chickens free range as I do now, you can just let them wander around and she'll scratch that down. And you can see part of the problem with getting those little stuck-on bits is that they can't really keep the nails at the right length. So this nail is a good length because she's been scratching, and this one, because it had that clot of dirt on the end of it, it was actually not able to be kind of worn down naturally. So it's a little bit too long now. And, give her a couple days of scratching around, that'll definitely get worn down. Or you can clip it if you want to, but it's easier, I think, if you probably prefer just to wander around and wear it down herself. Now, the best way to avoid these little clots happening is I like to use the just sort of shaving-based bedding in their coop. This, I think, happened for me because I started to use a hemp bedding, which I didn't like as much. It was too small fibers, and they do form those little clumps. The other thing is, it happens more, I think, in the winter when they're in their coop more and not out as much. So if you can let them out, let them free range, they'll usually avoid getting those kinds of issues in the first place, because if anything starts to build up, they'll scrape it right off immediately, free ranging and scratching. But if you do get those little clots, you can very easily get them off, and your chickens will be much happier.